It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
But let's talk about the 50-somethings and beyond. I mean, this is the people you're not, it's not aspirational in the future. I'm retiring it someday. Now you're looking at the runway, trying to figure out how you land this airplane. And I still hate when I go out on social media, when we go out on TikTok, there's a lot of people throwing shade at this important wealth building tool of 401ks. And we found one that I think would help.
Sure.
Fact is, 401k is a horrible investment. The average 401k balance for a 55-year-old in America is $135,777. Now, the 4% rule says you can comfortably take out up to 4% per year at retirement without worrying about running out of money. That's only about $5,400 for the year. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd need about $5,400 a month at retirement. Now, everybody's circumstances are different, but you also have to remember that $135,777 is also going to get taxed. Oh, and don't forget inflation. Oh, and don't forget it's attached to the market, so when the market goes down, so does your money. Tune in tonight to my live stream. I'm going to show you a secret of the wealthy. I'm going to show you how to stack away tax-free income and how to earn compound interest. You'll outpace inflation, and I'm going to show you how to guarantee you'll never lose. Drop a comment, let me know, and make sure you follow this account for more money tips.
Don't you think it probably has something tied into
do you see the little disclaimer
insurance products?
At the
Oh,
end
yeah.
of this?
Oh, is that, you have better eyes than me.
It says, asterisk, this is in white writing, very small. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Well, at least he put the disclaimer on there. It certainly sounds like he wants us to tune into his live stream to hear some secret strategy that he's going to tell us about that uses words like guarantee and never lose, and man, your 401k is a horrible investment. I just don't know that he has an accurate view.
All through this show, we have been sharing the American behavior of savings is well below. It's about a third of where it should be. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that the average retirement account balance is $130,000. That doesn't mean that this thing is trash. It just means the typical person has a really hard time in this consumer society we live in, deferring gratification, having the discipline to save for the future. That is a sad fact, but it doesn't mean that this vehicle is broken. So here's what I think is very important for the 50 and beyond crowd is you better have a plan. This is the time, because I think a lot of you, if you're watching financial content, you're listening to $135,000 and be like, what a joke. Yeah. I mean, I'm 10 times that amount. But what I'm more nervous about is, what are the right decisions to make? Because this is when you're really trying to figure out, how do I pull this money out right? How do I lower the taxes in retirement? How do I stress test to make sure that I indeed do have enough money to retire? It doesn't have to be as dire as what he shared in this video.
And I think maybe things are even a little bit better than he suggested. If we check in, again, this is Fidelity and Vanguard data. According to them, the average 401k balance for someone in their 50s is a touch under $200,000. It's about $197,000. So it's better than the $135,000 that he quoted. But I'll agree with him. At a 4% withdrawal rate, that's not going to create a huge income for you. However, at a 4% withdrawal rate, plus maybe part-time income, plus maybe Social Security, maybe you have something there. But this is what I think is really, really exciting. If you're someone in your 50s and you have $200,000, it still has some juice in there. For a 50-year-old, every $1 can still turn over about 3 times by the time you get to age 65. So if you have $200,000 in there, it could still be a substantial sum by the time you get to retirement. So don't be discouraged. Recognize that you have soldiers in your army of dollar bills that are working for you. But here's what you do have to improve if you are in that situation. The average contribution rate for someone in their 50s into their 401k is about 10.4%. Your goal, if you are not nearing or at financial independence, is I need to get to 25%. I've got to learn how to master that deferred gratification so that I can get those dollars working for me. Because by the time I get to the end of this decade, by the time I get to age 60, and that's probably the point where retirement, I can now see the landing strip. Landing gear is coming down, and I'm now thinking about the next stage of life. Your goal should be to have about $8.1 8.1 times your annual income saved in your portfolio by age 60.
Yeah, now look, we get some of that data. Fidelity publishes that multiple every year. But I got to tell you, if you're 50 and beyond, that should scare you because that's just such an indiscriminate number that doesn't match your goals, doesn't know when you want to retire, how you spend, how your income comes in. This is why it really is important. Fine-tune that plan. We always talk about know when to go pro, when to go beyond the basics of what you can do yourself. And this is how we built our careers, that we love on you, give you all the free advice, but there will come a time, because it doesn't matter how simple you desire your life to be, success will create complexity, and we can help you navigate all those tough decisions that have to be made. That is the abundance cycle fulfilled. I know a lot of you are looking at this and you're saying, even if I'm in my 50s, I have this $200,000 average, but Bo has told me this thing's going to have a multiple by at least 3 when I retire. You're still on track for 7-figure and beyond with your savings and the increase, because you're going to do 25% and more on your investments. Make sure you know where your blind spots and you have a good co-pilot, because now you're on track to being the CEO of a 7-figure portfolio and company that will manage your retirement. Treat it with the respect and the good decision making that it requires to do it right.